All right. So, uh, earlier I had posted and I said that I wanted to make a video to kind of talk about the topic of suicide, depression, and bullying and how it can affect people. Because some people kind of fucking fail to realize that bullying and suicide and fucking depression is no joke whatsoever, but yet somehow people still take it for a joke and don't try to see the other side of it and maybe see how the other person's mind maybe seeing a situation or how they may feel. So, as most of you probably already know by now, or have already seen, or whatnot, unfortunately, yesterday I believe it was discovered that a female wrestler had committed suicide due to being cyberbullied, which is not fucking cool at all. The fucking assholes. But uh, honestly, I don't really know how to go about it. But like, okay, okay, I wanted to kind of spread. All right, sit down, sit down, sit down. Gather around the fucking fire, dog. Gather around the fire. I was trying to beat around the bush, but fuck it. Gather around the fire, kids. Uncle Tada is gonna tell you guys a story. All right. So growing up, all of my life, nobody really knows this. As you all know, I was very close to a person in this community by the name of Crimson Black. And despite us not being on good terms at the moment, uh, that's still, he's still a human being or whatnot, And before the whole falling off thing, we were really fucking tight and shit. He was like a brother to me or whatnot. And despite that, I didn't even tell him what I'm about to say. So this, well, he wouldn't see this video. But uh, when growing up, basically everything was kind of hard because I kind of grew up getting bullied, and the bullying didn't stop until eighth grade. No, not even eighth grade, until sophomore year of high school, and fucking there was a lot going on, and that kind of pushed me to depression, and I kind of had anxiety from it. And it was not good on the mind at all, because not only did I have to deal with being bullied, not cyberbullied, but like actually bullied in person, or sometimes, okay, I guess you can say sometimes cyberbullied or whatnot. And there were a few times where the thought had passed my mind of taking my own life or whatnot. And unfortunately, yes, I was having those thoughts. I'm not. I don't think anybody would be proud of having those thoughts. But it was something that I had to deal with, and something that I had to get over with. And if I was completely honest with you guys, as far as offing myself, I'm over that. But as far as depression and anxiety and stuff like that, I'm far from over with that. I do struggle with it from time to time or whatnot. I'm not saying any of this to kind of get a pity party. I don't. Everybody go and cry for Trey. It's no, like, fucking, if you watch this video, I do want everybody to watch this video, by the way. Not to run me my views, although that would be nice, but to also, I want as many people as possible to see this video so that everybody can kind of get a gist. Y'all all know me as a very happy person. Whenever anybody speaks to me, I'm always bouncing around. I'm always telling jokes. I'm always trying to make everybody laugh and whatnot. And deep down, everything's not really okay. I'm okay, but I'm not okay. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but the fucking shit happens. And like I said, there were a few times where I thought about offing myself. There was a few times where I picked up a knife from the kitchen and went inside my room and locked the door. And there were times where I would sit there with the knife in my hand, and I know there was at least like two or three times where I actually went for it, or at least tried to go for it. Uh, However, my fear of dying wouldn't let me do that. So luckily, I bitched out and I didn't do it or whatnot. Uh, However, that wasn't the only time that I came close to doing something like that. Uh, there a few months ago, right before I joined Call, actually. Well, before I joined Call and Virtual Pro Wrestling alike, uh, I was going through a lot of shit or whatnot, and I had to deal with, at the time, I had a girlfriend, and she also had depression and anxiety and PTSD and whatnot. So not only was I dealing with my own mental health, I was also trying to keep her head up as well, and it was weighing down on both of us. And there it got to a point where I asked her. She was prescribed pills by a doctor for her depression. No, for her anxiety. I'm sorry. And there was one time where I pretty much got so tired of life that I basically asked her for some of her pills or whatnot. For two reasons. One, I didn't want to feel anything. I was tired of being open to feelings. I just wanted to be numb because everybody that I know that has had to take pills and stuff for anxiety and depression, they've always told me it just makes you go numb. And as a person who kind of didn't want to feel anything else, that kind of interested in me. That sounded really interesting to me, and I was all down for it. And on top of that, I also wanted to take a shit ton of them so that I wouldn't be here at all. I was kind of stuck in the middle, in between of either one. And uh, the only way that I truly was able to somewhat be the person that you all know me as now, like I said, I found a friend in Crimson. I found a brother in Crimson, and we became really close or whatnot. And he was kind of my distraction or whatnot. I'm not gonna sit here and disrespect him and call him a distraction because that's not cool. It doesn't matter what terms we're on. But he was able to keep me in the right mind. Like I said though, he didn't know anything about me struggling with depression and having previously having thoughts or whatnot. But he was there, but he was there and shit. So I kind of had somebody to talk to. Uh, and the thing is, what some people don't understand is it's hard to talk about uh, depression, being depressed, and having suicidal thoughts because as a person who's having that, it's not right to have that, and you at the same time you don't want to worry the people that you love and care for. And respectfully, I understand that because again, that's how I feel. Uh, I'm not saying everyone does, but me personally, and I'm sure there's other people out there, but that's my personal reason for not really talking to anyone about it. But I definitely can say that at some point I did have to talk to someone. I had spoken to a therapist before, but it wasn't for depression or nothing. It was for anger issues. And from there, I kind of was more open to my emotions because they kind of tapped into some stuff that I didn't want to tap into. I'm not really gonna go into that, but uh, you know, at that point, I became less angry and more sincere towards the world and I actually like started to care and not just, oh fuck you, and although I'm not going to say that's a bad thing that it left me open to emotions. It's always good to be able to have emotions. Emotions is what keeps all of us driving as human beings. We need emotions to live, you know. And with those emotions, everybody has different fucking emotions. I was about to say emojis, but everyone has different emotions. Everybody, deals with things a different way. But I can definitely tell you guys that talking to someone definitely helps. I spoke to my father and his girlfriend and my older brother about wanting to take the pills at some point because I got into an argument with my brother's baby mama, and she brought that up during the argument, which was going down in front of everybody. So I kind of didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice to talk about it, which dickhead move on her part, but uh, that kind of led to me kind of being able to get past it a little bit. Because after that, I sat down and I spoke to my father and I spoke to all of them. And even though it was like a really long conversation, and by the time that conversation had ended, I wasn't feeling as bad as I was. Like I know when you are suicidal and you're depressed, and especially when you're getting bullied and stuff, you don't really feel like you have anyone. Uh, and as a person who kind of dealt with that, I'm gonna tell you and everyone else that you always have someone to talk to, whether it's me, Hallie Flynn, or anyone else here in this community. I definitely suggest you go and talk to someone if you're having suicidal thoughts or if you're just depressed in general, because trust me, trust and believe, bro, it'll help. Because I definitely don't want to see anybody else like go, like, hearing about someone offing themselves is never it never it's never a good feeling. You see it and it kind of hurts, especially when it's a celebrity, because you see a celebrity and it's like, oh damn, they're living their best life, and then boom, next day they're gone, and it's due to bullying and shit, and which also, guys, bullying is far from cool, bro. Like, if you're joking, then cool, leave it at jokes, but do recognize that there has to be a limit to what you say and what you do. Because at some point, it's not a joke anymore. That's just you being an asshole. Uh, and I've I'm not gonna say I've never taken jokes too far. I honestly will say that I have. Uh, but I know when to stop, or at least I hope I know when to stop. Which is why I try not to get into joking around with people in a bullying way. When people shit talk me in chats and shit, even when they're playing. Seth, he normally does it. Seth Schmidt, Seth jokes around like that with me. Havoc, not to sit there and shame either of those guys. They're both fucking cool as hell outside of virtual pro wrestling. Two great dudes. I've had multiple conversations with them in parties and group chats and everything. So don't get me wrong. I'm not shit talking them. They are assholes. Don't get me wrong. They're assholes. They definitely are assholes. Seth, fuck you, and Havoc. Okay, but they both are definitely good people. When they decide to not be a dick. But I will say that they do know a limit. They don't sit there and do it every day, or I'm not gonna say they don't do it every day, but they don't do it all day. You know, and it's just the time and place for everything. And if you see that it's starting to have an impact on someone, just chill out, bro. Like, seriously, chill out. Because there's no need for it, and there's no need for you to take it that far. Uh, because you have to remember, bro, we're all human beings. We're all open to emotions and shit. You can have a heart of steel. You can have a heart of gold. You can have a heart of fucking the hardest metal in the world, you know? But at some point, that shit's gonna penetrate through and it's gonna catch you, bro. It's gonna catch up with you, and feelings will feelings will always get you. Feelings will catch up with you at some point. You know, you can hide it, you can deny it, or you can bottle it up. But regardless, when it's gonna come out, and when it comes out, especially when you bottle it up, it's not gonna be good. You know, so definitely do, like, you gotta let it out, bro. Sometimes you gotta let it out, even if it is at the expense of someone. Especially if it's okay. I'm not gonna say let it out and be a dickhead, you know. Like, don't fucking let it out and it's, oh, I'm gonna fucking murder you, you know. Don't don't do that. Don't do that, you know. But if you have to kind of express that you're pissed off, you know, and you have to let a little bit of that anger out, that's all you, bro. You know, sometimes you have to argue with your friends to kind of get your point across. That's the point of being friends, you know. No friendship is a smooth sailing. There's gonna be bumpy roads in everything that you do. You just have to get back up and keep walking, you know. Uh, I don't really know how long this video has been going. I'm gonna be honest with you, and low key, I feel like I'm rambling on. So I am gonna try and wrap this up as soon as possible. But just allow me to once more just kind of revise on what I've basically kind of said throughout this entire video, just in case for anyone who wasn't really listening. Talk, bro. Seriously, talk. Talk to someone. Let your feelings out. Express yourself. It'll help, bro. Anyone in this community or even outside of this community, like everyone who is watching this, please, if I'm not asking you this to get people known to my page, you know. For anyone who doesn't follow me that does watch this, you don't have to follow me. Seriously, just watch the video. That's all I want for you to do is to watch the video and share it so that other people can see it, uh, so that they can kind of, you know, so that they can know. All right, just know. All right, because come on, it's 2020, dog. It's 2020. This was supposed to be the year that we all kind of built with each other and made each other better, and yet we're all in quarantine. We're destroying each other, and there's people dying off one by one, and we lost a shit ton of people. We lost a shit ton of celebrities in 2020 so far. I don't want to lose any friends, and I don't want anybody in general, you know, to go, you know. If I had the choice to be able to keep everybody in the world alive, I would. I'm gonna be honest with you, you know. I know there's always going to be death in the world. You can't prevent everything, but you can at least try and prevent suicide. And that's what I want to do with this video. Because I don't want anyone to feel the way that I felt. And that's why I'm such a happy-go-lucky guy now. Being that I had someone to talk to and I had other people to talk to, like Hallie, uh, I'm not too deep in my head anymore, you know, so I can't really allow my thoughts to get to me. I can't sit there and think about death 24/7 like I used to. You know, it's like maybe every now and then it'll click in, not killing myself, you know, but it's always been a childhood thing, which is also another reason why I became depressed. You know, when I was in the eighth grade, I couldn't fall asleep. So I found myself thinking to myself to try and put myself to sleep. Not to try and put myself to sleep, but because I couldn't sleep, my mind would just ramble on. And, you know, when your mind just rambles on, it's anything goes. You know, it's like a Royal Rumble of thoughts. One minute you're having happy thoughts, and then you got fucking a big ass brawlic thought that's like fucking built like Brock Lesnar or the fucking Undertaker or Goldberg, and it just throws that happy thought out, and now you're sitting there and you're in your head, and it's like, well, damn, bro, you know. And that's kind of how it was for me when I was younger, and I found myself constantly thinking about how the world would react when I died, and how the world would react when family members of mine would die. You know, I would find myself thinking about how my father would react when I was gone. How would my brother feel? How would my cousins feel? You know, and vice versa. You know, I would. That's how I spent my time when I couldn't sleep, and that messed up my head a lot. And it's something that happens till this day. You know, there's the plenty of times, and I do not say this proudly, bro. Like, this shit hurts to even have to say this, but there's times where I look at my niece or I look at my little sister, and mind you, they're fucking kids, bro. And I would look at them sometimes and I would just get in my head and I just think to myself, damn, bro, like, you're gonna die one day. And that's fucking sad. And I sit there, and when that happens, I just start to cry. Like, not even, I tough it out because I'm in front of people, but in my head, I be in my bag. Like, and it's not cool, you know. I'm not gonna say I'm entirely depressed still. There's that feeling is definitely lingering there. When I do get sad, I'm in a very deep sad, you know. I'm sluggish as fuck, walking around and shit. Yesterday, fucking, I think it was yesterday, when everything happened with when everything happened, when Crimson and UVWA, I kind of I fell back into how I felt before, and I was ready to give up on everything, you know. I was ready to give up on my dreams. I was ready to give up on trying anything new, doing anything with myself. And I put a lot of hard work into building for into building Devon. I'm sorry. Uh yeah, I put a lot of hard work into what I do for myself and what I do for my character, you know. So to really have be in my head like that, and you know, be like, I'm ready to throw it all away. It's no, you know. And I don't want anybody to feel like that. I don't want anybody to want to give up on everything that they ever worked for. Also, I just heard a big ass boom outside. I hope nobody got shot. uh, um, yeah, you know, all of us in this community, we all worked our ass off to get where we are. We all put hard work and time into the shit we do, the logo. It doesn't matter what you do. Even if you're modeled, bro, that shit still takes time to do. All right, that shit still takes hella time. You gotta get the face scan, you gotta replicate the logos, you gotta edit, you gotta edit the logos, you gotta fucking edit your videos. And if you're running a company, you gotta now get everyone's fucking, you gotta get everyone's characters, you gotta get all this extra stuff, and it's, you gotta edit everything a bunch. I know a lot of people have a bunch of sleepless nights, and it would suck for anyone to throw everything that they worked hard for away due to depression or being bullied, you know. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the video up. Again, everyone who is watching this, please, if you can, if you will, all right. I don't need anyone who doesn't following me to follow me after watching this video. I seriously don't. You can watch this video, and if you don't follow me, you can continue about your day. Just do me one small favor and share it. That's all I want you to do. You don't have to follow, you don't have to like, you don't have to comment. You don't have to do none of that. Just hit that share button, and that's all I need. That's all I want you to do, all right? So whoever watched, whoever did what I asked, thank you all. Thank you all for listening. I hope you all are fucking great. I hope you all are safe. Oh, safe? Really? I hope you all are safe. All right. If you need someone to talk to about anything, even if you just need someone, if you're bored, I mean, if you're just bored and you need somebody to talk to, bro, you can text me. I don't care. I'm on my phone 24/7. All right. My phone is open to any of you. You know, you can text me on my account. Uh, well, I don't even need to state the account because you're watching it. You're watching the video on my account, but you know, you can just tap my name and then just hit the message button and boom, I'm right there, all right? I'm at the tip of your fingers. All right? I'm always one button away. So if you need anyone to talk to, I'm here, Hallie's here, a bunch of other people in this community are here, all right? Not everyone's dicks. Okay? So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Well, not even watching, but thank you all for listening. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Deuces.